What if I told you that the most outrageous Hollywood rumors are true, and that someone finally revealed Diddy's secret parties? They're talking about politicians as well as celebrities, red-lit rooms, hidden footage, breaking NDAs, and a name so powerful it could bring down the entire system. This isn't just gossip anymore, it's a reckoning. And the craziest part is that they claim to have receipts. Stay tuned, because what's about to happen could change everything. Just moments ago, the internet was rocked by a truthquake. And Jason Lee and Chrisean Rock revealed we're not talking about minor celebrities here. These were Hollywood heavyweights, chart-topping artists, A-list actors, and high-powered executives, and many of them have denied ever setting foot in those spaces. However, Jason and Chrissy are ready to expose it from the moment Jason began speaking. There are no cryptic hints or holding back, just the raw testimony of two people who were there, saw it, felt it, and are now naming names that many thought would never be linked to those whispered about nights. One thing is certain. If you thought the rumors about Diddy's parties were crazy before, if you haven't heard about the infamous red-lit rooms until now, one name is someone you've seen on stage at the Grammys, who has always denied involvement until Jason and Chrisean painted a different picture. Screenshots are spreading like wildfire on Twitter, and Diddy hasn't responded. It was just an interview, but it felt like a reckoning. He revealed things that left even the host visibly shaken, and Chrisean became emotional and fierce, perhaps too honest for some. We're talking about private jets, sealed doors, airtight non-disclosure agreements, and rumors of things more cinematic than real. For years, what happened behind those walls remained locked away, silenced by contracts, fear, and loyalty. However, 2024 has changed the landscape. If you've followed hip-hop, touched on celebrity culture, or even skimmed headlines over the past 20 years, you've heard rumors about Diddy's exclusive gatherings. These weren't your typical Hollywood parties with velvet ropes and champagne smiles. A flurry of lawsuits, leaks, and mysterious online posts have brought the man who was once crowned hip-hop's ultimate host back into the spotlight. But no one had ever said on record, "I was there, I saw it, and I know who else was too." That is, until now, when Chrisean Rock and Jason Lee enter the picture. If his name doesn't sound familiar, his impact certainly does. As the founder of Hollywood Unlocked, he lives at the intersection of controversial and viral content, breaking huge stories, standing next to Beyoncé, interviewing Kanye, then earning a front-row seat to the most influential people in the industry. Circles. And Jason doesn't edit for comfort. It's when he abruptly began talking about Diddy's parties during an apparently routine interview. Everyone knew something big was about to happen. What began as light storytelling swiftly turned into something much more explosive, including whispered references to a mysterious vault room that shouldn't have existed, much less be discussed in public. Then came Chrisean Rock, who, let's face it, isn't known for restraint. She's loud, unapologetically chaotic, and she's one of the most viral women in hip-hop today. Because of her turbulent relationship with fans, have suspected that Blueface has attended more than one of Diddy's parties because she has given clues in deleted tweets. It's gone live with strange comments and dropped cryptic lyrics. Okay? Now she is confirming all of this and more. When asked who else was there, she looked directly into the camera, laughed, and said, "Y'all aren't even ready for that? Ever. I'll tell you who started acting really differently once the phones were taken." Jason leaned in. There is a theory that is quickly gaining traction. They are done protecting people who wouldn't do the same for them. Jason has previously made it clear that he has kept stories to himself out of loyalty to the culture. But as he stated during the interview, there is no culture without accountability. So if I get blackballed for speaking the truth, so be it. The host could hardly breathe, and the room fell into a chilling silence. So why would Jason Lee, a man whose entire career depends on relationships in the entertainment industry, start naming names? Chrisean Lee and Chrisean Rock sat down for what began as just another interview, but it quickly turned into something else entirely. They started naming names, and one in particular made them pause. Jason shook his head and Chrisean clutched the microphone. "Do you really want to know who we saw at that party?" she teased, and then they said, "That's Terry, the family man, the one who said he didn't party like that anymore." Chrisean didn't sugarcoat it either. Her words cut deep. "So why do I have to protect them?" The quote alone sent TikTok into overdrive, with clips of Terry denying party invites resurfacing alongside Jason and Chrisean's laughter. Then came the twist of a blurry 12-second video leaked online, with two men, one bald and muscular in shades, the other in all white, with the caption, "Tell me that's not Terry and Diddy at the March party in Miami." The video received 2 million views before it was abruptly removed due to legal letters. Terry Crews. Terry from Empire Chrisean laughed when he entered the Red Room at 11 p.m., followed no names. But the implication was clear. Terry's team wanted it gone. Jason didn't have it, so he went on Instagram Live. Cute, don't get mad just yet. Then the bombshell Chrisean had real footage, smuggling a second phone in and hiding it in her bra. She recorded moments, voice memos, and even pictures of that. "Red lit room. They told me to lock up my phone, and I did." The internet went crazy, and suddenly it wasn't just words but receipts. Celebrities started scurrying. One rapper deleted his Instagram account from 2022. The artist shut down her comments. A Hollywood actor canceled a podcast appearance, citing scheduling. Jason's next tweet was, "We haven't even started," and 2 days later, Jason was come to. .com. The comment that shocked me the most was that he said that he always claps at award shows, always smiles, and never shows up alone. The comments lit up Will and Jada, but the clues pointed in one direction. "When I saw them at that party," he claimed they weren't acting. They'd been there before. Chrisean supported him, and she was barefoot, walking around as if she owned the place. I found old videos of Jada saying she had outgrown that world, but it appeared she had never left it. Within hours, TMZ published a denial from Jada's representatives that she had not gone to any parties hosted by Sean Combs in recent years. Any suggestion that she had is completely untrue, but people took notice of the wording, and by then, it was too late. The internet had already decided that something significant was coming, and Jason and Chrisean were just warming up in recent years. As a result, Jada's team denied the party rumors, and Reddit didn't miss a beat, defining recent as 2023. Not 2019? Fans pointed out how legal that statement sounded. 3 a.m., I'm under pressure. But then everything changed. Will Smith's name started trending again because of a voice memo that was leaked. The emotional and slightly accented recording purportedly came from a former Zeus Network reality star. And the woman said, "I went to that party with a friend from the label. And I saw so many people that I couldn't believe. But the craziest moment was when Will Smith walked past me without saying a word. Just went down the hallway with 2 people. Then security closed the curtain. Deleted, but not before it was downloaded, re-uploaded, and remixed by TikTok users." She cross-referenced her voice with a Love and Hip Hop alum, but no one verified it. The story continued with Chrisean's earlier description of the red hallway, and all of a sudden, Diddy's usual supporters stopped talking. Artists signed to his label stopped interviewing influencers. And known party-goers cleaned their social media, and even a theory started to circulate that everyone was afraid. Posting anonymously to confirm the pattern. One tweet was read and promptly removed. Jason then posted again, this time on Instagram stories, with 2 slides. One of the slides stated, "There's one name we're still debating whether to say. You don't get in unless someone vouches for you. And once you're in, you don't leave unless you're okay with what you saw. When we do, it will make everything else seem like a warm-up, no names. No teasing, just gut-wrenching silence." The other said, When the internet went into overdrive, speculation over who could surpass Will, Jada, Oprah, and Beyoncé erupted. Everyone knew that Hollywood wouldn't just shake it at cave-in if Jason and Chrisean dropped another name. What made this storm unique, though, was that it wasn't just gossip. It was two public figures on video teasing receipts and daring anyone to stop them. The public's reaction was divided by the hashtags #flooded feeds and #believe versus #this ain't proof. Supporters claimed Jason had too much to lose to make this up, so why would he risk it? Critics retort, "Where's the evidence that you guys believe Chrisean G?" Then it got serious. Real journalists joined the hunt at BuzzFeed and posted on the Whisper network about Diddy's parties. But now it's no longer whispering. Rolling Stone ran Hollywood's worst-kept secret, and the VIP lists are no longer discussed. Vulture, then, released a timeline that included fact-checking photos of times, inviting events, and calendar discrepancies. Concluding that there were too many coincidences, they also dissected every clip, thumbnailed potential guest lists, and performed slow zoom analysis of celebrity facial expressions during old interviews. Numerous people denied attending when receipts indicated otherwise, and in the comments, people stopped arguing and instead watched a house of cards. A top-charting rapper shut down Twitter an hour after Jason's Instagram Live. A well-known actress who was rumored to be a member of the Red Room Circle postponed the launch of her podcast without providing an explanation. Influencers deleted their Instagram stories, and Tiffany Haddies predictably liked a tweet that said, "Jason, speaking on what we've all been scared to say." She liked it 30 minutes later, but the internet doesn't forget. Posting a dark square with the caption, "Megan, good added fuel. Let that marinate. Sometimes silence implies pressure." Williams entered the chat on a surprise Instagram Live saying, "I told y'all back in January and you laughed." Now Jason says it and everyone's shocked. You think these parties don't have layers? The same people that sign your checks have been in that room too. There were no tags or names, but the meaning was loud. And in a twist, no one saw coming. The comment section has been alerting us, everyone, and it exploded. "The truth isn't loud, but when it shows up, don't whisper," he concluded after calling him crazy. The fear was not only about what had been said, but also about what hadn't. Rumors circulated that a third witness, a former assistant close to Diddy, was in talks with a major podcast, and this time, names wouldn't be hinted at. Instead, they would be stated clearly on record. Just when it appeared that Jason and Chrisean had emptied the clip, another name leaked. This one more significant than anyone could have imagined. And it dropped quietly, at 2:07 a.m., but the impact was enormous. Instead of waiting for a lawsuit or Diddy's response, the world waited for Jason and Chrisean to say that last name, because whatever they were keeping from the world was about to blow it all apart. An anonymous post appeared on Reddit. Our industry leaks thread with no drama or emojis, just a single quiet sentence. Everyone was wondering who the couple was. But no one was asking about the politician who was there in 2021. Wait, a sitting politician? The comments went viral. They're playing with fire now. It's follow-up. He's been in the room. He's been in the Red Room. He's not just famous. He's powerful. The internet was flooded with wild guesses. But one name kept coming up. A senator with progressive values who was seen at Hollywood fundraisers and on red carpets with Diddy. By 3 a.m., the senator was trending. But then Jason and Chrisean struck again without warning. They both posted the same cryptic video to their stories with grainy, moody, and eerie music. Jason says, "I said we weren't done. I said I had footage," Chrisean replies. Cut to black. 3 terrifying words appeared. "We're naming names." No date, no platform, just tension. In the background of the video, a blurred figure walks through a hallway that is glowing red. And that's when everything stopped. If this was real, the story had moved beyond celebrities and into politics. The system was corrupt, not just Hollywood. An anonymous entertainment lawyer posted a comment on LinkedIn, of all places. And what comes next could put NDAs and security clearances at risk. Jason then posted one last Instagram story with a black background and white text and no sound. This wasn't just a scandal. It was a reckoning. We've held the truth for too long, not for money or influence, but because you weren't ready. So now, you're going to see you soon. The comment section collapsed, and someone better protect them. This wasn't entertainment anymore. It was exposed as Jason and Chrisean disappeared from the public eye once more. The industry is trembling behind the velvet curtains of fame, power, and glitz. We've seen scandals before, and we've seen celebrities fall from grace. But this could be the unmasking of an entire culture. Not just Hollywood, but the systems behind it. The doors we weren't supposed to knock on, and the rooms we thought were safe. And only one question now reverberates through the silence, like smoke in a sealed room. Who else was there if the footage is real? Those grainy frames of shadowy figures in red-lit hallways turn out to be who people think they are. Then no contract, no PR spin, and no carefully crafted image can protect them. We were never supposed to enter because, in reality, people always knew that the industry didn't operate without whispers. However, there is now evidence that Jason and Chrisean claim to have it, including video, text, and flight records, NDAs with blood signatures, and people in positions of authority attending events that appear too planned and ritualistic to be written off as coincidence. The loudest part of this whole unraveling process, however, is the silence from those we expected to speak. A-list, celebrities with clean images, producers who built their reputations on social media. This isn't just another case of celebrity beef. It's about systemic protection, wealth-powered secrecy, and the cost of remaining relevant in a machine that consumes people. That brings us to the name on everyone's lips, Diddy. This isn't a denial, a clarification, or even a well-timed Instagram live to divert attention from the situation. Justice activists turned moguls are acting like this is just another viral moment that will pass. What if Jason and Chrisean are the crack and the damned? If their story holds, everything changes. In the digital age, silence speaks louder than words, leaving you to wonder what's being negotiated behind the scenes and what's being protected. For this reason, we're putting the question to you. Who do you think was in the red room? Do you think Jason and Chrisean were there? Or are they just pawns in a bigger game that they don't fully understand? Is this really about justice? Or is it just another layer of control? Share your theories, guesses, and receipts in the comments section below. No idea is too big, no take too unhinged. As the next video might feature, if you're prepared for the drop. Hit subscribe and enable notifications because when that clip appears on the timeline, it won't be a whisper, it will explode. Your remark is your hint, your theory. Smash that like button.